Hello everyone, I am SANGEET RANJAN. In the last video, we had talked about how should one go about choosing the MBA schools that they should apply for, and we also talked कि उन schools को how can they categorize into three different categories: dream schools, target schools, and safe schools. If you have not watched that video yet, please go ahead and watch that one so that you can understand this video better. In this video, we are going to talk about how should one think about different rounds, as in किस round में apply करना चाहिए, which round is better for international candidates and things like those. So in this video, we will talk about that. So what are these rounds? In general, if you want to apply to any of the schools, business schools in US, then they have 3 rounds of application. That does not mean you have to apply thrice. It's just that they have 3 different rounds or 3 different timelines for the application, and you can choose either of those 3 rounds to apply to. You cannot apply to the same school multiple times within 1 year. Okay. Round 1's deadline is sometime around September or mid-October. Round 2's deadline is generally in the first or second week of January, and round 3 deadline is sometime in March or April. So you can choose whichever round you want to apply to, but you can apply only once. तो सबसे पहले round 3 की बात करते हैं. Compared to round 1 and round 2, the acceptance rate in round 3 is at least 8 to 10% lower. And for international students, it is much more lower than round 1 and round 2. So if you are an international student, please don't apply in round 3. And this is not just because of the low acceptance rate, it is also because round 1 and round 2 gives you enough time to do your visa application, your application for scholarships or financial aid, whereas round 3 results come very late. Their deadline itself is in March and April, so the result comes in May or June, and your college starts in August or September. So you are left with very less amount of time to apply for your visa, to apply for scholarships, and to apply for financial aid. So if you are an international student and you are planning to apply in top 15 or top 20 top schools in US, then you should not think about applying in round 3. Please apply either in round 1 or round 2 unless you think you have an exceptional profile. Maybe if you are targeting a school which is not in top 15 or top 20, then sure, you can definitely apply in round 3 because the acceptance rate in round 3 for those schools do not decrease that much. Let's compare round 1 and round 2 based on 4 parameters: number of applicants, acceptance rate, scholarships, and your readiness. For the top 15 or top 20 schools in US, on an average 30% of their applicants apply in their round 1, 60% apply in round 2, and the rest 10% apply in round 3. So let's say there are 10,000 people applying to a particular school, then in that case 3,000 out of those 10,000 are applying in round 1, 6,000 are applying in round 2, and only 1,000 are applying in round 3. So if we look at the total number of applications, round 2 is the busiest, right? And many people miss out on round 1 because maybe their application is not ready or they are not ready with their GMAT or GRE score. And that's why people who miss out on round 1, most of them apply in round 2. And that's why round 2 में सबसे ज़्यादा applications होते हैं. So if I talk about which round should you apply in, then it's very clear that in round 1, you are being compared only with that 30% of the applicants who are applying in round 1. Compared to in round 2, the number of applicants almost doubles. तो आपका application कई ज़्यादा लोगों के साथ compare किया जा रहा है round 2 में, plus round 1 में जो लोग already select हो चुके हैं, तो number of seats भी अब कम हो चुकी है, तो round 2 makes things difficult for you. And not just this, if you are applying in round 2, then you are also being compared with people who got selected in round 1. तो ऐसा होता है कि let's say you are Indian male engineer और आपकी जो प्रोफाइल है वैसे कई लोग ऑलरेडी राउंड 1 में एडमिट हो चुके हैं, देन द एडमिशंस कमिटी में नॉट लुक एट योर प्रोफाइल कि इसको भी लेना चाहिए बिकॉज आपके टाइप के लोग ऑलरेडी राउंड 1 में सेलेक्ट हो चुके हैं एंड द गोल ऑफ एडमिशंस कमिटी इज टू क्रिएट अ वेरी डाइवर्सिफाइड क्लास. So even if your profile is good, just because people similar to your profile have been selected in the past in round 1, you may not be given a chance. So it's better to apply in round 1. The second factor is acceptance rate. If we compare the acceptance rate of round 2 with round 1, then we would find that the round 2 acceptance rate is around 3 to 5% lower compared to round 1. So a candidate has lower chances of getting accepted if they apply in round 2, and this combined with the fact that the number of applicants in round 2 is a lot more compared to round 1, and also in round 2 you are not just being compared against those people applying in round 2, you are also being compared with the selected students in round 1. So this makes round 2 more competitive than round 1. Let's move to the third factor. The third factor is scholarships. So there are multiple scholarships that people can apply to, and the more you delay, the more deadlines of scholarships go away. And most of the scholarships, you will find that if you have a confirmed admit from a particular school, you can apply for those scholarships. And if, let's say, you are applying in round 2, your results will get somewhere around in Feb or March, and by that time maybe many of the scholarship deadlines have already passed. So उस केस में it like you won't be able to apply to a lot of scholarships, and which is a big negative. So here also, if we compare round 1 and round 2, round 1 has a upper hand. The fourth factor is your readiness. So I have seen a lot of consultants generally give this advice that it is better to apply in round 2 rather than applying with a below average application in round 1. And I completely agree with that, except one thing, that if you have, let's say, 1 month before the deadline of round 1, you should definitely try to apply at least one school, if not more, in round 1, because your maximum chances of getting selected is in round 1. So try to do as much as you can in round 1.